What's going on, guys? I've got a battle today against a guy on Showdown by the name of NixHex. It's an OU battle. I had a little while back, probably a couple weeks now. I just hadn't got around to narrating it. But he's running a pretty standard sand team while I'm running kind of a strange rain team. Not strange necessarily, but it does have like a Celebi and a Scarfed Gyarados that I just personally like to run. I haven't seen it. I don't think I've actually seen it once other than when I run it. But it's really fun to use, I'll have you know. Like looking at his team, in order to set up that Gyarados, we just have to probably get Jellicent and Ferrothorn out of the way, and it could do some work. Because Rain Boosted Waterfalls to Latias, that Latias isn't going to be appreciating that very much. And especially with the Moxie boost from killing something off. Yeah, that Gyarados could be doing lots of work this battle. Other than that, watch out for the Tyranitar in case it's choice banded, because if I accidentally leave my Celebi in on it, then it could get Pursuit trapped, and Celebi is specially defensive, not physically defensive, so it probably wouldn't appreciate taking that. And then Hazards might be a little bit of a problem because I don't have a spinner and he has a Ferrothorn. So I guess we'll just get right into it. Alright, so he's going to lead off with his Ferrothorn as I send out my Thundurus Therian form. On this Thundurus, I'm actually running Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, or I think I'm running Thunder, Volt Switch, Hidden Power Ice, and U-Turn because ground types are annoying. I don't necessarily want to predict all the time, so I'm just going to go for the Volt Switch because he doesn't have any ground Pokemon on his team. And then I'm just going to do a little Volt Turning with the Scizor. Right back into Thundurus. I did not predict that Thunder Wave. I thought he was going to go for either the Leech Seed or another layer of Spikes. But that actually ends up working out as I just Volt Switch on out of there and head into my Celebi because he goes into Latias to take the Volt Switch. This Celebi is really nice because it's specially defensive and has Perish Song. I think with my Politoed it makes really nice synergy because the Politoed is physically defensive and it too has Perish Song, which makes for some really nice defensive core there because people just can't set up in my face, which is nice. And the typing really works well together because they kind of complement each other. So there, my Politoed gets damaged quite a bit by the Dragon Pulse because it's not specially defensive. But I figure it doesn't really matter a whole lot because my Politoed can just protect, stall to get some lefties gain, and come back in later. So here I am staying in on the Ferrothorn because I just want to take him down because that's one less thing that my Gyarados has to worry about when I try to set that thing up. And I think in this battle I don't bring in Gyarados until really late. Might have done more work last game, but this time, yeah, because I have to get the sand out of the way too in order to get that rain boost going for taking out Latias. But anyways, here's that situation I was talking about where I don't want to get Pursuit trapped by the T-Tar. But he ends up not going for the Pursuit on my Celebi, and I was kind of confused by that, but he ends up having the Crunch, and he's a leftovers T-Tar, so that's fine. I guess he's, I don't know, Rocks and maybe he's Dragon Dance? I don't know, I haven't seen a Dragon Dance T-Tar in a long time. But I'm just going to go out into my Thundurus as he switches into his Jellicent actually at the same time to take whatever Scizor wants to throw at him. And I'm just going to get on out of there because my Thundurus doesn't really have a whole lot to do in there against the Jellicent. Here I make a great play because the Latias, I don't know what he was doing. Maybe he didn't want to hit me with Dragon Pulse or something. I'm not sure. But I'm just going to go for the Pursuit and take him out right there because he was switching out, and I get the boost from that, which is awesome. So then he is going to go into his Tyranitar after pivot switching with the Heatran and getting destroyed by, I think it was Surf, I'm not sure. As you can see, the entry hazards are kind of wearing me down. Took out the Scizor right there. I think that Scizor only came in a couple times and then just died straight up to Spikes damage and Stealth Rock's damage. And I do have to keep in mind that the Weather War is still going on. So right here, I am going to use Protect with my Politoed in order to stall one turn of leftovers so that I can get another switch in. Because I think if I was at 27%, then I couldn't switch in again with the 2 Spikes and the Stealth Rocks. But with 33, I can definitely do it because he only has 2 layers of Spikes up and not 3. I'm just going to bring the Celebi on the Jellicent and go for the Giga Drain. but he ends up going out into his Tyranitar and taking the Giga Drain pretty well. Not great, so since I see that he isn't taking it amazingly, then I'm just going to stay in actually with my Celebi and keep going for Giga Drain. I do live on 1% after the burn and the Sandstorm damage, which is really nice. And I don't know why he switched right there, because even though I would have taken out his T-Tar with the Giga Drain, I would have died off to burn and Sandstorm. But instead he goes into Jellicent, and I do a nice 44% with my Giga Drain, which leaves me alive for a few more turns. And the Terrakion really doesn't benefit that much from the sand anyways, because if it's Scarfed, it's an offensive Pokemon, you know? So it doesn't really benefit a whole lot from the special defensive boost that you get from Sandstorm to Rock types. So I don't really know what his thinking was there. Here he's just going to go for close combat and take out the Politoed. But it doesn't really matter for me that I lose the Weather War at the end here, because the Latios is already gone, Ferrothorn and Jellicents are already gone, and I have a Scarfed Gyarados just coming in to take everything out. I don't think that the Terrakion could... I think it could have outsped me if it was Scarfed, and I was a little bit scared about that, but I guess it wasn't, because I think Gyarados only gets, I don't know, 250 or 260 speed when I'm running Adamant Natured Gyarados. So yeah, even like Adamant Scarfed Terrakion could have outsped me, but I guess he wasn't Scarfed. He was probably Life Orb or Banded or some item that I kind of neglected to see. But yeah, I end up just taking out the rest of his Pokemon, which is just Terrakion and the T-Tar, for the 2-0 victory in my favor. Might want to add a spinner to this team, because as you can see, the hazards were kind of annoying. But yeah, thanks for watching. Come back next time.